Right then. So, are we recording?
Yep. Okay, so...
We're going to keep this on,
yes, we're keeping this on.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
Well, it's Pokemon Black and White 2, what do we think?
Not looking forward to it.
Who is?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's going to be very good, but they've actually released a Japanese trailer for it.
Yay for Japanese!
And, it actually looks like it's changed everything that was bad in it. Some of the areas just look a lot better and everything.
Well, what was bad in what?
The thing that impressed me a lot, in the first Black and White was the only thing that really impressed me graphic-wise was the part where you actually, like, meet Reshiram or Zekrom. And
those little cutscenes were really good, weren't they?
Yeah, but that was it. It was like rare bursts of inspiration.
Yeah, but I guess with the whole 3D thing, they can't really say that was a new thing in Black and White, because that was also in Platinum.
Yeah, but they only briefly did that in Platinum. I think the only part they did in Platinum that was 3D was the part where Giratina took Cyrus and then the Distortion World.
That was just a movie.
Distortion World, and then they made all the buildings pop in 3D.
They did, that's the point.
The Distortion World.
But back on topic of Black and White 2.
Yeah,
what was your favourite Pokemon game, actually, for the DS?
Platinum or Pearl.
I actually rather enjoyed Diamond, mainly because I like Dialga.
Yeah, I enjoyed Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Dialga's bad. Dialga is better.
But yeah.
Or is it Pelican?
Palkia.
I was originally told it was Pelika.
Yeah, I was like 5 different sayings for it.
There's lots of ways of pronouncing it. Palkia, Pelikia, Palkia, or however they have.
Palakatula.
But yeah.
Then again, I say
There are the two ways of pronouncing it. Groudon and Groudon. But yeah.
Anyway, back to Black and White.
You go watching the Kyogre then?
Kyogre. Black and White 2. Well, what do we like about Black and White 1 for a start?
Nothing. It was bad.
I like the battle scenes, how the sprites are actually moving.
Yeah, that was pretty good, yeah.
But
I didn't mind, the 2-player thing with the infrared, and you could, like, get tons of XP.
yeah. Quickest way to level up a Salamence and Garchomp.
That was just amusing. Like, you couldn't level up after you completed the Pokemon to too high level. I'll use somebody else's game.
That was what I was mainly using my brother's.
There's that 2-player forest thing where you go like cut off or whatever. But that never worked either.
No, it didn't. But I think the main idea of that was to use the Entralink on the internet.
Yeah, that's what it was called, wasn't it? I think when that finally came up, I used it like a couple of times. I found it was so boring.
It was actually on the internet.
I enjoyed the that little area that was unique to Black and White.
Oh, Black City and White Forest.
Or the city.
Yeah.
Black Forest, Black City, I find awfully boring. All the trainers are the same, and they have really bad IVs and EVs.
And the forest, it allows you to catch Pokemon, but you can never find the ones you need. It's always like Rattatas and whatnot.
I like the forest because the more people you meet, the more Pokemon from different regions that you can find, and it's pretty useful because you can get Bagons and stuff. Bagons.
I don't want them to bring up Black City. They just make like another version of White Forest, but maybe Black Forest.
But seeing as this is like a second version of Black and White 2, and we've got like Kyurem taking centre stage for it.
That's something. What's going to happen to Kyurem? Because I think Kyurem that part in Reshiram and Death.
Yeah, did you see the movie poster? Not the movie poster.
Kyurem or something.
Yeah, they've put it's like making a Yu-Gi-Oh reference here. They used polymerization on Zekrom and Kyurem and Zekrom and Reshiram.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I don't think they're going to use Kyurem though, because we're going to find him in the original game. So
you can find Giratina in the original game.
But they made it like a game around Giratina, and Kyurem's going to be taking the main legendary role in this game, so maybe we'll have like a Grey City or something.
You know, like in Diamond and Pearl, when they made Platinum, they actually made Giratina different.
They gave it a different form. That's what they've done with this version of Kyurem.
Just trying to make it different.
Yeah. The only thing I actually I'm looking forward to in this game is how the animations in the battle will be, because I've seen quite a lot of like fan art of the Kyurem and Reshiram mixed with and all these like mixed together, and I really want to see how they like make it look in the game, because the fan arts look really good, but most of the time I see fan arts and they're all really crap in the game.
I wish they'd take the fan arts on board, because most of the game companies, they're just so big-headed and they only use what they want.
I wish they'd just completely forget Black and White 2 altogether and make a Hoenn remake, what all the fans want.
I was going to say, we all want a Hoenn remake.
But they're not giving it
Hoenn
to
was
us.
my favourite region by far.
It was the first region I played, so I don't really have much choice to say it was my favourite.
I'm a noob, but I enjoy something.
Then again, I didn't enjoy playing the Unova circuit. You can get round it in a good 5 minutes on a bike.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it was bad. And also, I think the one other thing is that they made the champion of this Elite Four, they made them a hell of a lot more difficult.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's another thing I find confusing about Black and White 1. Well, Pokemon Black and White, really. The champion was beaten by N. Aldo was beaten up by N, whose team is like Pokemon from the surrounding area. You battle him in N's castle, and none of the Pokemon that he used are from around the Pokemon League at all. And then you fight Aldo, and you wonder how the frig did he lose? Because he's got a really good team, and you just like expect it to be pathetic because he lost to N, for God's sake.
Yeah, I didn't like the Pokemon League in it, now you brought it up. I didn't like the thing where you could choose which one you wanted, and it was the riddle of what it was. I just preferred, Elite Four 1, I battle, I win. And just keep going
Like,
rather than, should I go
like
for
sort
you,
of...
or should I go for you? Oh wait, I've just done the Elite Four, oh crap, champion.
Yeah, that was... Who do you think was the most challenging from the Elite Four? And do you think they'll change the Elite Four? Because they did that with Emerald, with Ruby and Sapphire, and they did... I think that... Didn't they change one of them from Platinum and Pearl? Or did they keep them...
Because I think
they didn't change Platinum,
didn't the 8th gym leader become the champion?
Yeah, in Emerald, Wallace became champion, and the 8th gym leader was Juan.
That's the one. Or Juan, I think it's pronounced.
Juan. Who cares? It's Spanish.
What time are we at here?
7:48.
Doesn't really matter what time we're at.
Well, we're getting this much out of Pokemon Black and White too. Just wait until we do the retrospective. If we do a retrospective.
I'm not doing a retrospective. I'm not sitting here for 4 hours explaining every Pokemon game's ever been released.
So, what are your views on Bulbasaur? No.
Well, that's 500 Pokemon for a start.
No. What about Ivysaur? 2 hours later. So, what do you think of what was it? Oh yeah, Caterpie.
Don't spend 20 minutes alone on the evolutions.
I think by the time we get to Oshawott and those, I think we'll be all like in our old age. There's that many Pokemon now. There's about 600, aren't there?
Yeah, there you go. This is Pokemon. I'm going to be going to the pier then.
The video my screen.
Yeah. But we're gonna try and wrap it up now though. So one thing that you want to change from Black and White that you want to see in Black and White 2, apart from everything.
That's a circuit.
So make the circuit better, Luke.
No circuit full stop. Just make it like a normal region with the route back in it.
So let me change mine. There's more things to do after you've completed it.
Yeah, there was nothing, wasn't there?
No, they took
You want to do half the circuit, which took you about 10 minutes, and then you're done.
They took out the battle frontier, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did. The Battle Frontier
I really
was just...
enjoyed the Platinum Battle Frontier because, pretty much because of I think it was the Battle Castle, the one where you got the in-game points and
Yeah.
you'd leveled yourself up. I really enjoyed playing that.
I expected the Battle Castle to be really easy because, like, Caitlyn was the Frontier Brain. And then I, went in with my weakest team on Platinum and thought, oh crap. This is actually going to be harder than I thought it'd be.
So I've beaten so many times.
It's not bad to say you're going to say, but what did you say? You're going to make it a rapid like a minute ago.
Yeah. But if I could see one thing change, I think it'd have to be like the speed that the game actually developed, because I found it very slow to develop, and it took a while for you actually to realise that N wasn't the main antagonist, and that it was actually
But even when you
Getsus.
found out he's the antagonist, he was just like protagonistic. Is that even a word? But he was. He just acted as though he was your friend the whole way through. It's like, I want to kill you, but I'm going to be really nice about it.
Well, N actually thought he was helping to save Pokemon, but actually it was Getsus, however you pronounce it, who was like contradicting him and like brainwashing him into doing what he wanted so that he could have his own way, like a petulant child.
Actually, how many legendaries from Black and White?
6, I think.
What was that? There were the dogs.
There
Oh
was.
yeah, I forgot about this. There's the 3 dogs,
Yeah.
the 3 twirly wind men.
Yeah.
Then there were...
Twirly Windman.
Hate the last one. He was so hard to get.
Yeah, because you had to buy both things together.
I had to steal my brother's white version just to get him, and then I went and lost my black version. So now I'm playing his white version.
Even then he's catch.
Yeah.
Isn't his catch rate over 100 or something?
I have one thing to say. Use hacks!
Yeah, it was really weird though, because you had to go to like a really difficult area as well. Like, the area
Yeah.
for ages, and there's so many people you have to battle on the way there. By the time you're there, the amount of potions in the whole team has 10 out.
Why the hell would you have potions at that stage in
So
the
you
game?
have to go back.
Full restores.
That's what I meant, you know. Screw you. And then max potions then.
Oh my god.
That's bad as well, so you know.
Max potions anymore.
Max potions too mainstream. But anyway, I think this is where we're going to wrap it up now. So yeah, thanks for listening to everyone who can be bothered to listen to this.
Nobody.
Say bye-bye.
And remember, kids, comment and whatever else you're supposed to do. Remember to like, though, you don't rate.
No, we don't rate anymore.
Pretend we're on television now. And remember, kids, don't try this at home.
Because that's no good. Sonic Says reference.
Yeah, we need to do a Sonic Says it.
It's so good.
And then there is a mission in Sonic 06 which distinctly makes you go around and touch children.
From now on, at the end of every one of these videos, we're going to do a
A Sonic Says replica.
Okay, then.
Okay,
Now, remember, kids, don't let anybody touch you in an inappropriate place.
because that's no good.